What's going on, everyone? I'm the Alliance. Welcome to another YouTube video. This is the fifth video I have made for today, and I'm just doing this to make sure you guys are prepared for the Keystone season coming. I will be doing this with the future Keystone seasons to make sure you guys are well informed. So if that sounds like something you want and you're into, subscribe. I do make WoW content daily. But with that being said, let's jump right into Siege of Boralus and some of the things that you need to know / expect to be prepared for this place in a Keystone dungeon. And I already know a lot of people are groaning and crying because this place was kind of difficult. But right off the rip, before anything else, don't be in the water. Falling damage my ass. Yes, I did just completely die for no reason. It is to educate you guys on what all you need to know. Now, something else you need to know, Alliance and Horde start in two different parts of this dungeon. If I'm remembering right, if you guys would like me to upload the Horde side as well, just let me know down in the comments and I can make that happen. Holy moly. But more or less, a lot of the ads, there's nothing too overly spectacular or too much you need to know about the trash. But when you get to the boss, also, there is a lot of trash in this dungeon. A lot. So if you are Horde, your boss here will be Sergeant Bainbridge. If you are Alliance, your boss will be Chopper Redhook. And as you can see, he has 75% reduced movement speed because of his, I want to call it a debuff or buff, but he also hits fairly hard. So for accurate representation, we're just going to get rid of all of this trash real quick. Just so that way we can have accurate representation here. So right off the rip, this fight is primarily an add gauge encounter. Hold on, I gotta empty my bags real quick. I am terribly sorry for this. I probably should have done this before recording, but Aye. Sometimes you just gotta clean house, you know? Okay, I think that will be good. Says it's good, continues the vendor. Right. Anywho, back to business. So this boss, the main gimmick you have to know about this fight is the boss doesn't really have an aggro table. This boss will fixate random people and chase them. As you can see right there, on the hook, fixated. But also, as you see, boiling rage, he gets faster and faster. So how do you stop him from reaching you? Kite him into a bomb. But as you can see, the ads also can get hit by the bombs. So you need to make sure that the ads die, because if the boss reaches you, you're gonna be absolutely miserable. But as you see, boss hit the bomb, taking 50% increased damage. That's the time you want to pop your heroism for this fight, because boss is taking increased damage. The tank's job for this is primarily add roundup, because like you see right here, the boss is going to be fixating the whole time. He doesn't care about aggro, he only cares about killing. And occasionally he will use Meat Hook. I believe what Meat Hook does is it pulls someone in and then he does that slam you just saw. So this fight really comes down to making sure you kill the ads and making sure that you kite the boss into a bomb. Very rightly to note, the swirls will not stun him. It has to be a bomb. If he lands on the swirl, the bomb's just not going to do much of anything. And then you're basically wasting precious resources, so to say. And who the hell you think you are? Now, as you progress on, just gonna have some more trash, nothing too exciting, blah blah blah. Blah blah. So when you get to this point in the dungeon, you want to hide, get behind cover basically. You're gonna see all of the fire going off. When he says reload, you want to move up. There's the next fire. Essentially, it's kind of like the Gruul encounter back in Warlords of Draenor. He says reload. You want to hide behind here. And then at this point, you just want to rush to the spotter and engage them. Once engaged, they will no longer do the spray of bullets. So one thing that really helps is if you are a paladin, you can just pop bubble and rush right in. And you can basically get through that really freaking fast. So highly recommend a paladin if you have it, purely for that. Doesn't have to be a pally tank, but if it's a pally tank, it's very, very helpful. Just keep in mind when a paladin tank does bubble, they have no aggro. They generate no threat, and any little sneeze you do will pull aggro off of them. Next up, we have the Dread Captain Lockwood, or as I like to call her, Ashvane's sister. Because, I mean, look at her. She literally looks like Ashvane's older sister. This fight, more or less, doesn't really have anything important going for it. It's one of the easier fights. Essentially, the boss is just going to do a bunch of shooting. But we're going to showcase what happens when she goes onto her ship, so that way you know how to handle it. Because this guide is made to be educational more than anything else. So when the ads spawn, you want to focus on the cannoneer. Once the cannoneer dies, you pick up the cannon while avoiding the swirls. Also keep in mind the cannon slows you. But you use your extra action button, and then the fight is literally rinse and repeat from there. Super easy. But yeah, just keep in mind she also likes to jump around a lot, which is very annoying. But aside from that, she's nothing too overly spectacular. But now that we've made it past her, oh, we have another gun gauntlet. A lot smaller, but you need to know this gun gauntlet exists. You go boom. You can probably rush and make them reload from that after that point. But afterwards, you head up here. And I would like do something like that to kind of like loosely... Are they going to actually come at me? Okay, no, they despawn. So you want to just kind of go up there, kind of aggro them like that, and they run away. Now you get up here, and you essentially want to focus the Bilge Rat Demolisher. Just don't be in front of him when he does Crushing Slam. But he's kind of like the primary focus person. I feel like something else should be, but I'm not really remembering. Don't get caught in Terrifying Roar. Yeah, the Demolisher is the one you got to focus. Because that fear was what I was trying to remember. That fear swirl, you don't want to get caught in it. Also, the bananas on the floor will stun you if you step on them. But aside from that, this trash ain't nothing too exciting. I think the Tempest is a healer. I could be wrong. But I mean, if this is a low-key, you can definitely just kind of burn through some of this stuff that's happening and not have to worry too much. But on like a 22 or 24, because I know some of you are sickos. Hold on. But yeah, once you get up here, you have the spotters. They won't do their thing. But you just go up there, you kill them. Now, up here, you want to kill all of the trash before engaging Hadal Darkfathom. If you by some chance do pull Hadal, because he does walk around the room, I'm going to show you how to fix that. So let's say, la 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 la, la 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 la. Oh no, I pulled the boss. Yeah, also all the ads get pulled, so if you're feeling kind of crazy, you take the boss over here, and the boss will reset, but you will keep any ads you have aggroed. So if you think you can handle 3 separate pools of ads, go for it. Be my guest. But honestly, this is the fight you're going to want to have heroism for. If you can get it for all the fights, that's fine. But this is the fight you're going to want heroism for, because this fight has a lot going on and a lot you need to know. So, I'm going to pull the boss for real this time. So the statue plays a big part of this fight, because the boss will do a move called Breaking Water, which is going to freeze patches of the ground. Now, Crashing Tide is just a frontal cone of that. So you're going to basically be running out of space before too long. Now, Tidal Surge, the only way to avoid this is to hide behind the statue. This basically does kill-wide damage that will rock your world if you get hit by it. But basically, after every Crashing Tide, he's going to basically do the frontal ice cone again. But aside from that, in massive, massive damage, there's really not much else to this fight. It's really cut and paste, more or less. But after that, you should be at the final boss, Vic Goth, if I said that right. Now, this boss aggroes the second you start running down. So once you run down, you will have to be ready to engage the boss, because that's basically right when the fight starts. But yeah, as you can see, dodge the swirls. Don't be afraid to have some patience. You get down here. Now the tank's job for this fight is to hold the Demolishing Tentacle. The Gripping Terror is the DPS's priority to free. But at the same time, you don't want 2 Demolishing Tentacles up, because that will just be bad news. But once you free the kul'tiran Engineer... Okay, do not bring a druid tank to this fight, as they are bad. But then again, they also shouldn't be doing the cannon. As soon as that cannon fires, you want to move over to the next platform, all while not falling in the water, because, as you saw at the start of the video, that will kill you. Now I'm going to aggro this, and then I'm going to run out of range just to show you what it does. That way you are armed with knowledge. Basically, if nothing is in range of that tentacle, then it's going to do room-wide damage from Hull Cracker. Honestly, I feel like this is the point when you would want, if you haven't popped Heroism yet, this would be the point you want to pop it on this boss. Also, he will destroy the cannons after every shot, so don't get caught in that swirl. Don't be intimidated by the squid when you come over here. I come over here, you know, have like maybe one person help the tank on the tentacle, because like I said, if more than one spawns, and that can happen, your tank will be struggling. But once you kill that third gripper and the kul'tiran engineer does his thing, you simply jump in the cannon, feed him a cannonball, and that is all there is to it. But also the loot will be, well, it won't be a pile of seaweed like this is, but the loot will be over here. I actually got all these videos done in time. Good Lord Almighty. If you guys did enjoy this video, and I hope it has proved helpful for you for your Keystone endeavors, do consider subscribing. And with that being said, I can't believe I got this done. I gotta go pick up my wife. I love y'all. I will see you guys in the next video.